What's up, YouTube? This is Damon, aka the world's worst magician, and today I'll be bringing you a look at the brand new Blood Kings, dun dun dun, from Ellusionist and Daniel Madison. So if you're a member of the Black Club, they actually sent 1, 2, 3 decks this time. So they've stepped up their production a little bit, and this is welcome because it's been a little slow this year. So these are not currently available to the public, but when they become available, I will leave a link in the description to where you can pick these up. And you may be wondering, what are these 2 boxes of cards? So I just wanted to show you that. So the new Blood Kings actually go with the original Black Kings. And then these are the much coveted inverted Kings that go with the original deck of Kings. So these decks are actually marked. And then these decks, at least this one, I need to verify here, but this one has a one-way back, but it's not marked. And then the third deck that they sent, no, I did not leave this sitting in the garage for 10 years. This is a antiqued deck from the 1800 series, and this is actually a marked set as well. So these are or have been for sale. So if I can find these on Ellusionist website, if they're still selling them, I will leave a link for those. And then, like I said, these 2 are not being sold at all. I did check earlier. So generally they make them available in like 1 to 2 weeks after the Black Club gets them. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that comparison from the original decks just in case you had either one of these. But the brand new deck here that we're looking at is the Blood King. So I'll get close here and let you see that beauty. So one thing they did change, so on this side it says Die Like Kings, and on the original it said Live Like Kings. And then on the other side, it said Think Like Kings was the original, and then now it says Live Like Kings on this side. So it's Live Like Kings and Die Like Kings for the Blood Kings edition. And then for the inverted, this one actually goes with the original. You can barely see it on that box, but they both say Live Like Kings and then Think Like Kings. So these 3, let me focus for you. These 3 decks here all say the same thing, and then the brand new Blood Kings say something a little bit different. So the inverteds were released a little while ago, and then they were taken off the market, and they're not currently for sale. So I don't know if this means they're going to relaunch it or what they're going to do with that. So I'll step through these Blood Kings. Now, let's get into it. Normally you would see me levitating these decks, but since there's so many, I'm not going to do that this time. Sorry. So here are your jokers, and this is basically just on the back of the card. So you have the cross here, the 2 weapons crossed, and that's what the jokers are. So as I go through, this is actually in a mnemonic stack, is the way they come. And then you'll notice that they're essentially bicycle faces, but the standard Daniel Madison change of the court cards. And then everything else is pretty much standard. So like I said, these ones, they're exactly the same as the original. The difference is they've changed the color scheme on them to the blood red, which I enjoy because that just happens to be my favorite color. For the GAFF card, so I'm stepping through these and I'll get to the GAFFS at the back of the deck. But so remember this Queen of Hearts. And I'll mark it and just kind of get through the rest. They're standard bicycle faces, so you're not missing anything. But I'm not sure why they included an extra queen. They didn't really give an explanation of this, and when I put them side by side, they are exactly identical. There's no changes on the back. There's no markings that I can see. So I don't know if this is just a duplicate card for an effect, but there's nothing marked or gaffed about this card. They did include a double backer. And speaking of the back of the card, so I'll let you see this. So when we look at it, you can see that on the top, I'm just going to call this the top, depends on how you're holding it, but on the top, the sword is in the front. Then on the bottom, the sword is in the back. So if you were to flip this card over, it does not match the card next to it. So, you know, subtle one-way back that you may be able to pick up on. And like I said, I haven't seen any other kind of markings like the inverted kings or the regular kings, other than, you know, that system where you can switch it so that you can tell, you know, if the card's upside down or not. You know, these cards, they feel great and they look great, like all the all the releases in this series. So yeah, fan well, everything's good there. Good for your blank decks. The back looks great. You could use that for some cardistry if you wanted. And the feel is great, so these are definitely going to be good for any of Daniel's cop moves or any magic tricks that you want to perform with them. And you know, they feel pretty good. You can see the card has some good flex there. All right, so that was your look at the Blood Kings. And I will give you a look at the inverted Kings as well. So we took a look at that tuck earlier, and it does have a nice gold foil on it. And then on the top you have the Madison and Peter McKinnon. And yeah, Madison and Peter McKinnon, they actually got together and created this deck. So the difference here is the jokers are going to be the same. The GAFF cards, you have a double backer and then a 7 that I'm not going to show you the back of that card. And you can just be mad about that. Now, I'm not going to show you the back because it's part of a trick that Daniel does called Angle Z. And if I show you the back, it'll give away something. So you know me, I'm not going to do that. Also in the same stack order. And then the faces, again, are going to be exactly the same. Now, the main difference here, and I'm going through them really quick because, like I said, they're just standard bicycle faces, and they're exactly the same as the last deck. I just want to make sure you got a good look at them and get a good look at that ace of spades. Now, for the back on these, I'm not going to go through the system because, you know, it's his system. But if you compare two cards together, if you look at them quickly, they look exactly the same, but they're not. Every single card in this deck is marked, and they give you a system on how to memorize them. And it's not that difficult. I mean, once you get it in your head, it becomes, you know, just second nature. It's not something that you really have to go through and study. It's basically kind of a repetitive thing, so I think you'll get it pretty quick. These as well, like everything in the series, I mean, they feel good. They're going to work good as far as your fans. And for cardistry, I don't know about these. They might look good. I mean, it's a repeating pattern, so maybe that'll look good if you did some spiffy moves with them. But yeah, for the most part, that is everything about this deck. But again, it is marked like the original Kings are. This is just the inverted version. So the original Kings, if you haven't seen them, is just it's white with black markings instead of black with white markings. And then finally, we'll take a look at these. And like I said, these are the Series 1800. They are meant to look antique and distressed, but I assure you that this is a brand new box. And then with these cards, I'm going to go off camera just real quick here. And the reason I did that is they have a card that gives you a link to how you can read the markings on these cards. And I just didn't want to reveal that out. So it does only come with the one Joker and then the other. Quick correction, there are actually two Jokers in the Series 1800. One was just stuck in the box, and I did not notice it because of the way it was stuck in there. So you do get two Jokers. Just wanted to clear that up. Card is actually the card that tells you where to go for the instructions. So you'll see that all of them look distressed. So it's pretty cool because this looks like a super ancient magician's deck, like you went back to the year 1548 and got this deck and then brought it in. Well, I guess they're called 1800s, so they should be from the 1800s, but whatever. So, you know, they do look good. It has that good distressed look to them. You could probably come up with some cool story of your own about how you got this from a gypsy woman with one eye while you were taking a trip to Transylvania and, you know, just kind of sell it, right? Sell your effect. And then the cool thing is you could work that into your trick because you can, all these cards are marked. So once you tell them the story of how you got these cards and who you got them from, you can say that, you know, they gave you magical powers to be able to tell what card somebody's holding, and they could, and here's the extra Queen of Hearts. So they could actually hold the card with the back facing you, and then by you looking at the back of this card, you can tell what it is. So, you know, pretty powerful stuff there, and they are antique. So like I said, you could really sell this effect, you know, depending on what your mojo is while you do your magic. But you know, come up with your own story, and then you can make these work. Standard bicycle faces, except for the ace here, and the fact that they're distressed. And like I said, every single one of these cards is marked. And yeah, you'll notice this Queen of Hearts actually has the red back. And then as far as workability, even though they look distressed, like I said, they are brand new cards. So you're going to get good fans out of them. Good workability. The cards are definitely flexible. I don't see these being used for cardistry. I mean, you can, but you know, it's not really that kind of card. More for magic tricks and stuff like that. But like I said, there is a system. They give you a card in here that will show you how to read the markings on the back of these cards, and they feel good. Here's the flex test. So you barely have to touch it, and it's got good flex to it. So again, these were the 8th, 9th, and 10th decks, I believe. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong there, but they just released all of these at the exact same time, and then these were the 2 original decks that I just wanted to show you to make sure you you saw those. So again, this was your look at the Blood Kings, the Inverted Kings there, and the Series 1800 marked blue deck. All right, that's everything. So see ya. Well, I hope you liked that review. And if you have any questions, magic tricks, or decks that you want to see reviewed, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that like button and subscribe for any future reviews. All right,